Things have taken a sharp and unexpected turn for the New York Yankees this season. From the very first pitch in April, this team's pitching rotation has been under the spotlight, scrutinized, doubted, hyped up, and everything in between. Every week seemed to bring a new wave of opinions. Some days, it felt like the rotation was falling apart. Other days, it looked like a Cy Young factory. And now, as we inch closer to the MLB trade deadline, all eyes are on what this front office will do. With Brian Cashman recently making some telling remarks about the team's openness to move pieces or bring new arms into the mix, the conversation has shifted. Suddenly, it's not just about plugging holes. It's about how much you're willing to change when something is actually working. Because here's the thing, unexpected names are stepping up in ways that nobody saw coming. Enter Ryan Yarbrough. Yeah, that's right. The same Ryan Yarbrough who used to be the Yankees' kryptonite whenever he faced them in a Blue Jays uniform. Back then, Yankee hitters looked lost against him. But now he's in pinstripes, and he's doing the same damage, but in New York's favor. This guy came in expected to be a low-leverage, long-relief lefty, maybe soak up some innings, when the rotation needed a breather. What he's turned into, though, is something entirely different. Ryan Yarbrough is pitching like a legit back-end starter for a World Series contender. And that is not an exaggeration, since transitioning into a starter role for the Yankees. Yarbrough has posted a sub-3.1 ERA. He's striking out just about a batter per inning. He's calm on the mound, composed, never rattled. His numbers aren't just impressive, they're consistent. 35 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, no implosions, no meltdowns, just reliable baseball. He's giving you length, command, and presence, and that matters when you're trying to go deep into October. What makes this even more significant is that his emergence wasn't part of the Yankees' original plan. In fact, his role is now forcing the front office to make some pretty tough decisions. Yarbrough was supposed to be part of a bullpen puzzle. A left-handed relief option, something the Yankees were very intentional about this offseason. And to give you an idea of how much that mattered, remember that they recently let go of another lefty reliever, Tyler Matzek. Now, with Yarbrough shifted into the starting five, the only left-handed reliever currently in that bullpen is Tim Hill. That's it. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely not what they wanted. The Yankees were trying to balance things out, and now that balance is getting disrupted, in a good way, but still. And it gets trickier. Because while Yarbrough is making headlines with his performance, there are others on the horizon. Louis Gill is set to return soon. Marcus Stroman, despite all the uncertainty surrounding him, might pitch again this year. And when those guys come back, someone has to go. Someone would lose a rotation spot. And logically, the odd man out would be Yarbrough. That's just the business. He doesn't have the contract weight, he doesn't have the long-term investment behind him, and he wasn't supposed to be a starter to begin with. But Mel, how do you justify pulling him when he's out pitching half the league? Right now, this rotation is better than anyone expected. Max Fried is pitching out of his mind with an ERA around 1.3. Carlos Rodon has been dealing with authority. Clark Schmidt is finding rhythm. Will Warren has been a pleasant surprise. This is not just a serviceable rotation. This is one of the hottest in all of baseball at the moment. And Ryan Yarbrough is part of that. If you take him out, you better have a damn good reason. It's one of those rare situations where having too much of a good thing actually becomes a problem. The Yankees are staring down a logjam. Gill is coming back, and there's no way they're sending Warren down to the minors, not with the way he's been pitching. If anyone gets bumped, the safe bet is Yarbrough. But then again, if you're trying to win, how can you afford to take out the guy who's shoving every fifth day? Even the numbers back it up. Since mid-April, Yarbrough's ERA is under 2. That's not a fluke. That's a run. And let's not forget, this is a guy the Blue Jays let walk for nothing. Now he's anchoring starts on a contender and making fans in Toronto wonder what they were thinking. He's earned the right to stay. He's earned the trust of the coaching staff. And most importantly, he's earned the results Yankees manager. Aaron Boone recently said Yarbrough is unflappable. He's the guy who can take a rough inning and still come back out and throw strikes. He can deal with bad luck, errors, bad calls. It doesn't shake him. That kind of mental makeup is invaluable, especially in New York, where pressure turns guys to dust. Boone even pointed out how Yarbrough set the tone in that big series against the Angels. 6 strong innings, no drama, no mess. Just work. That's the kind of presence you need when you're staring down a playoff stretch. Yarbrough himself has kept it humble. He said it's been a whirlwind, but also a lot of fun. He credits the game planning with catcher Austin Wells, the communication with the pitching staff, and the mindset of always being ahead in the count. He's not walking guys. He's not giving out free passes. Everything is earned and opposing. Hitters are paying the price. It's textbook execution, and it's happening over and over. So where do you go from here if you're the Yankees? On one hand, you've got a rotation that's overachieving. On the other, you've got stars returning from injury, and the front office has already hinted they're looking to bring in more arms. Brian Cashman made it clear. Pitching, pitching, pitching. Whether it's for the bullpen or the rotation, they're keeping their options open. But here's the kicker. Ryan Yarbrough is making those plans a whole lot more complicated. He's not going to let his spot go without a fight. Not because he's asking for it, but because his performance is forcing the issue. He's making it nearly impossible to remove him. And when that happens, the decisions aren't just about talent. They're about chemistry, momentum, trust. So while the Yankees explore the trade market and consider what pieces to add, they've got to be honest with themselves. Are they really improving the rotation by swapping out a guy who's been lights out? Or are they fixing something that isn't broken? Sure, you could say it's a long season and depth matters, but eventually you've got to commit. Is Ryan Yarbrough a temporary fix, or is he part of the plan? That's what they need to figure out. And it's not like the bullpen is overflowing with elite left-handed options right now. Bringing in a lefty arm for relief would make more sense than disrupting a rotation that's firing on all cylinders. Devin Williams is one of the names out there being discussed. He's no longer closing but still performing at a high level. That's a target worth watching. But at the same time, do not sleep on the internal options. Luke Weaver has stepped up. If you add another bullpen piece, especially a lefty, that fixes your balance without sacrificing your starters. Then you've got the fielding concerns. Third base is still a glaring hole. That's probably the biggest need overall, especially if you can find someone who can handle the glove and swing it from the right side. But pitching still comes first. And if the Yankees have learned anything this year, it's that reliable. Starters are hard to come by. When you find one, even if he wasn't part of your plan, you hold on tight. Things have taken a surprising and dramatic turn for the New York Yankees this season, especially when it comes to their pitching staff. Since the start of the year, the team's rotation has been a hot topic, with plenty of ups and downs, moments of doubt, and flashes of brilliance. Fans and analysts alike have been debating whether this group of pitchers could sustain consistent success or if the rotation would collapse under the pressure of a long, grueling season. Now, as the MLB trade deadline looms closer, the conversation intensifies, especially with recent remarks from Yankees general manager Brian Cashman, who has suggested the team is open to making moves to strengthen the pitching staff. Yet, amidst all the speculation and potential changes, one name stands out more than ever: Ryan Yarbrough. Yarbrough's story this season has been nothing short of remarkable. For years, he was a player who seemed to fly under the radar, often frustrating Yankees hitters when he was with the Blue Jays. Fans remember how tough he was to face. And now, after joining the Yankees, he's turned into one of their most reliable arms. Initially brought in as a left-handed reliever to add depth to the bullpen, Yarbrough has since transitioned into a starting pitcher and has exceeded all expectations. His performance as a starter has been outstanding, with an earned run average sitting just above 3 and a strikeout rate approaching 1 per inning. Over 35 innings, he struck out 35 batters, showing remarkable consistency and composure on the mound. What makes Yarbrough's rise even more interesting is the impact it has had on the team's roster construction. The Yankees had planned for a bullpen balanced with several left-handed relievers, but with Yarbrough moving into the rotation and the recent departure of lefty reliever Tyler Matzek, the bullpen now features just one lefty reliever in Tim Hill. That's far from ideal considering how important it is to have variety and matchup options in the bullpen. Still, Yarbrough's success as a starter has forced the team to rethink their pitching strategy. Looking ahead, the situation gets more complicated. Luis Gil is expected back from injury soon, and Marcus Stroman might return at some point as well. Their comebacks will put pressure on the rotation spots, and unfortunately, that could mean someone has to be pushed out. While Yarbrough might seem like the most logical candidate to lose his spot given his original role and contract situation, his performance makes that decision anything but straightforward. How do you take out a pitcher who has been arguably one of the team's best starters? The Yankees' rotation has been better than many expected. Max Fried is pitching like a Cy Young contender, boasting an ERA near 1.3. Carlos Rodon has been impressive, showcasing great control and dominance. Clark Schmidt is finding his groove, and Will Warren has turned into a reliable option as well. This rotation is firing on all cylinders, and Yarbrough is a key part of that success. This abundance of quality arms creates a rare but tricky situation for the Yankees. They're facing a logjam in the pitching staff, and making moves won't be as simple as bringing in more talent or sending down struggling players. The team has to balance individual performance with the bigger picture of roster construction and future planning. Yarbrough, despite being the odd man out on paper, has earned his place through consistent, high-quality starts. He's earned the trust of the coaching staff and the respect of his teammates, making any decision to remove him from the rotation difficult to justify. His numbers back up his value. Since mid-April, Yarbrough has maintained an ERA under 2, an outstanding feat in a league filled with elite hitters. His emergence from being a forgotten player with the Blue Jays to a key contributor on a World Series contender is one of the more surprising and inspiring stories this season. Yankee manager Aaron Boone has praised Yarbrough's mental toughness and consistency, highlighting how unshaken he remains regardless of the game's ups and downs. Boone pointed out that Yarbrough's ability to deliver 6 strong innings in crucial matchups sets the tone for the team and provides stability in high-pressure situations. Yarbrough himself stays grounded. He describes this season as a whirlwind, but emphasizes the importance of good game planning and communication with catcher Austin Wells. His focus on mixing speeds, keeping hitters off balance, and avoiding free passes has been central to his success. He's pitching smart, attacking hitters, and staying ahead in counts, which is translated into strong, dependable performances. For the Yankees, this creates an intriguing dilemma. The team's front office has expressed a willingness to add pitching depth, whether through trades or internal adjustments. But with Yarbrough performing at such a high level, the usual options become less clear. The possibility of losing a starter who's firing on all cylinders just to accommodate returning injured players or new acquisitions is not an easy decision. Wow. The bullpen would certainly benefit from adding another left-handed arm. Disrupting a successful rotation might not be the best move. Names like Devin Williams have surfaced as potential bullpen targets, offering strong ERAs and proven track records. At the same time, internal pitchers like Luke Weaver have shown promise, making it possible to strengthen the bullpen without sacrificing rotation stability. Beyond pitching, the Yankees still have clear needs in the field, especially at third base. Finding a consistent right-handed hitter who can play solid defense there remains a top priority. But pitching has always been the backbone of championship teams, and maintaining a strong rotation is critical. Yarbrough's transformation from a bullpen arm to a key starter is one of the most unexpected and valuable developments for the Yankees. This year, he has become more than a fill-in or a stopgap. He's a cornerstone of a rotation that is performing at an elite level. As the trade deadline approaches and the Yankees evaluate their options, they face a complex balancing act. Do they reinforce the bullpen with a lefty reliever and risk displacing a starter who has been exceptional? Or do they keep the rotation intact and seek upgrades elsewhere? This question will define the Yankees' strategy in the coming weeks. And it will be fascinating to see how the front office navigates this challenging situation. What remains clear is that Ryan Yarbrough is no longer just a relief pitcher on a playoff team. He's a legitimate starter making a real impact, and his presence complicates what seemed like a straightforward pitching puzzle. The Yankees now have to figure out how to build around him while addressing the needs of the team as a whole. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a move that could shake up Major League Baseball, rumors are swirling around the possibility of both Shohei Ohtani and Ronald Acuna Jr. making their way to the New York Yankees. Though nothing has been confirmed by official sources, the speculation has gained momentum in recent days, fueled by whispers from insiders and subtle hints from those close to the situation. The idea of Ohtani donning the iconic pinstripes has long been a dream for Yankees fans, and now that dream may be inching closer to reality. After his much publicized move to the Dodgers, Ohtani has continued to dominate as both a pitcher and a hitter, cementing his status as one of the most electrifying talents the game has ever seen. The Yankees, always eager to bolster their roster with superstar talent, are rumored to be exploring options to bring the two-way sensation to the Bronx. Adding even more intrigue to the mix is the potential acquisition of Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the most dynamic outfielders in baseball. Acuna's blend of power, speed, and defensive prowess has made him a cornerstone for the Atlanta Braves. But recent murmurs suggest that a blockbuster trade could be on the horizon. Some speculate that the Yankees are willing to part with significant prospects and even key roster players to land Acuna, viewing him as the missing piece in their quest for another World Series title. While these talks remain in the realm of speculation, the mere possibility has set the baseball world abuzz. Analysts point to the Yankees' aggressive offseason moves and their clear intention to return to dominance as factors that lend credibility to the rumors. Additionally, with other American League powerhouses strengthening their lineups, New York may feel the urgency to make a bold statement. For now, neither Ohtani nor Acuna has commented on the speculation, and official representatives from the Yankees have remained tight-lipped. Still, the potential of these two generational talents joining forces in New York has ignited the imagination of fans and pundits alike. As the hot stove continues to heat up, all eyes will be on the Bronx to see if these rumors evolve into one of the most sensational moves in recent baseball history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.